Hi everyone, welcome to today's class. I am M. Srinivas Rao, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, Dr. B.R.R. College, Jadchirla. Today, we'll discuss about enzyme inhibition concept. Enzyme inhibition concept. So far, we learned about enzyme kinetics, how an enzyme reacts with a single substrate, and we have derived the Michaelis-Menten equation, and we just talked about Lineweaver-Brook plot. Based on the Michaelis-Menten equations, now we'll talk about enzyme inhibitions. Before we go into a detailed concept of enzyme inhibition concept, now we'd like to know what is an inhibition and what are inhibitors. And we should know what are the process we call it as enzyme inhibition, and the responsible one for inhibitions are inhibitors. Inhibitors. Now, what are these inhibitors? What do they do? Basically, we all know about enzymes. Take an example. We'll take a simple example of any biological process. Everybody are aware about a simple biological process, conversion of glucose into glucose 6-phosphate. A conversion of glucose into glucose 6-phosphate is mediated by an enzyme called as glucose 6-phosphate hexakinase enzyme. Means what the enzyme is doing, the enzyme so-called glucose 6-phosphate hexakinase enzyme, this enzyme will bind with a substrate molecule called as glucose, and glucose, this is the molecule glucose, and the glucose is converted and added. So here this glucose will be converted. Now this is the again glucose molecule, but it is added with a phosphate molecule here. Now we turn to glucose 6-phosphate. So far it is simply glucose, but the glucose molecule is a substrate that has converted into product called as glucose 6-phosphate. So this is mediated by an enzyme called as glucose 6-phosphate hexakinase enzyme. Means where enzyme plus substrate gives rise to, we don't want to talk about intermediary thing called as enzyme inhibitor, enzyme substrate complex. You get enzyme back and you will get the product. But in middle, there is a process called as formation of enzyme substrate complex. They complex together. Now enzyme should bind onto the substrate and substrate converted into product. The whole process will take place during the part of reaction. It will happen. Now this process can be inhibited. Any kind of inhibitor. What is inhibitor? Inhibitor are the substances which tend to decrease the rate of enzyme catalyzed reactions. What they do? They decrease the enzyme catalyzed reaction. This reaction is supposed catalyzed by a glucose 6-phosphate hexakinase. But now this is inhibited by an inhibitor which will interact with the enzyme, and so that it won't allow enzyme to bind with the substrate. So there is no formation of the product. I'll tell you one more example in citric acid cycle. For say example, the conversion of malate. We'll talk about conversion of malate into fumarate, fumaric acid or succinic acid. Yeah. So it will convert. So then what happens? So basically what happens, this we have a succinate, and succinate must be converted to fumarate by an enzyme called as succinyl dehydrogenase enzyme. Succinyl dehydrogenase enzyme. This was the succinate is a substrate. Succinate is a substrate molecule, and succinate dehydrogenase is an enzyme, and fumarate is a product so far. But sometimes there is another molecule called as malonate. This malonate almost all resembles like the succinate. Malonate resembles like the succinate and interact with the succinyl dehydrogenase enzyme, resulted in the formation of nothing. No product formation occurs. Now, this kind of molecules, we often call them as inhibitors. We call them as inhibitors. So inhibitors are the substances which tend to decrease the rate of an enzyme catalyzed reactions by competing with the substrate molecule, and they interact with the enzyme, and they result into the formation of no product. There is no product formation. So when you look at these inhibitors, inhibitors almost all they structurally similar. They're structurally similar with substrate molecule. They're structurally similar with substrate molecule. So hence, we already talked about enzyme kinetics. For example, this is the enzyme, and we have here you have a substrate like this, and you have a inhibitor same as. Now in this particular reaction, now the inhibitor and substrate are structurally similar. Now this substrate and this inhibitor, both they compete with the enzyme. When they compete with the enzyme, according to the concentrations of the substrate or enzyme, according to the concentration of inhibitor and substrate, the interaction between enzyme and substrate will take place. Depends where enzyme can, if enzyme is interacted with substrate, then reaction occurs. If the enzyme interact with the inhibitor, now this is the inhibitor molecule. Inhibitor came and bind onto the site of this enzyme here and blocked it, and there was no formation of the product. So when you look at enzyme inhibition processes, there are two types. We have reversible inhibition and reversible inhibitors, and we have irreversible inhibitors. We have two types of inhibitors. We have reversible inhibitors and irreversible. Reversible inhibitors bind to enzyme in a reversible fashion and can be removed by dialysis, means small dilutions, to restore full enzyme activity. When you dilute it more, then the enzyme reaction is get reversed. And irreversible inhibitions are there. We cannot remove them by the dialysis, means undergoing by simple dilutions. We cannot remove. Once enzyme inhibitor complex is formed, then there ends it's a dead end mechanism where it won't give a reverse mechanisms. So in most of the time, these two kind of interactions will take place in the cellular system. Either sometimes depends upon inhibitor, depends upon enzyme. The enzyme inhibition, sometimes it may be reversible inhibitions and sometimes maybe irreversible inhibition occur in the cellular system. Now we'll talk about reversible inhibition procedures. So reversible inhibitions, again they classified into three types. Again they classified into three types. First one is competitive inhibition. Competitive, and second one is uncompetitive inhibition. And third one is non-competitive, or we call it as mixed inhibition. Mixed inhibition. Under reversible inhibition conditions or environment, we observe three kind of inhibitions. One is competitive inhibition, another one is uncompetitive inhibition, another one is non-competitive or mixed inhibitions. Mixed inhibitions. There is a greatest importance of inhibitors and the process of inhibition. We'll talk about applications at the end of entire topic completion. Now we'll look up competitive inhibitions. Competitive inhibitions. It closely resembles in some respects the substrate whose reactions they inhibit because they have structural similarity. A competitive inhibition depends on inhibitor. So what it depends on? The competitive. Now, competitive inhibition depends on what? It depends upon inhibitor concentration. First one, it depends upon the inhibitor concentration. Second one, substrate concentration. And third one you have relative affinity of the substrate and we have relative affinity of substrate and inhibitor for the enzyme. Means there must be a relative affinity between substrate and inhibitor with an enzyme. Means there must be a relative affinity between enzyme, substrate, inhibitor. In general, at a particular inhibitor and enzyme concentration, in general, basically in a general condition, in general, at a particular inhibitor and enzyme concentrations, if the substrate concentration is lower, so at a particular enzyme and inhibitor concentrations are there, but the substrate concentration is low. Now what happens? Now there is a enzyme plus inhibitor, but there are very less amount of substrate. Then inhibitor compete. Now the inhibitor compete favorably, means inhibitor competes forcefully than the substrate. So then what happens? now there is a chance of forming enzyme inhibitor complex more easily than the substrate. There is the first case we think. The case where enzyme inhibitor concentration is there, but the substrate concentration is lower. Then what happens? The compete between enzyme and the inhibitors and the substrate. If you see, the inhibitor competes very forcibly and they forms the enzyme inhibitor complex. It can happen. However, inhibitor and enzyme concentration for a same for a enzyme and inhibitor concentrations where the substrate concentration is more. If the substrate concentration is more high, now there is a less the competing of the inhibitor. Now less the competing of the inhibitor and inhibitor enzyme inhibitor complex is negligible and here forms a enzyme substrate complex. Means here is a competition completely depends upon the concentrations. Concentration of either substrate or inhibitor to the enzyme, or a substrate or inhibitor to the enzyme. So in order to state it, by taking a Michaelis-Menten equation, we apply a Michaelis-Menten equation to inhibition concept and will derive which kind of changes do occur. When we notice a competitive inhibition process in the state of kinetics of a simple and single substrate reactions in presence of an inhibitor, when we notice, so this kind of graph we can see where this is the presence of inhibitor graph and this is the absence of inhibitor, where V0 and Vmax is the half Vmax is the Km value, half Vmax is the Km value, but in presence of inhibitor, half Vmax is the apparent Km. This we call it as apparent K. Let us see the kinetics. Let us see the kinetics of a steady state kinetics of a simple single substrate reaction in presence of inhibitor. So basically we all know that enzyme plus substrate, say reversible reactions, we have enzyme substrate complex and which gives the enzyme plus product, Now we have the constants called as K minus 1 and this is K2, and where the same reaction where if it is involved with inhibitor, if there is a inhibitor is here, inhibitor, then what happens? According to depends upon the concentration of the inhibitor, then there forms a enzyme inhibitor complex, and the rate constant for this particular reaction is Ki. According to Michaelis-Menten equation, the dissociation constant for the reaction between, according to Michaelis-Menten equation, the dissociation constant for this reaction between enzyme and inhibitor is, if you obtain enzyme and inhibitor is, that is, we all know that the K1 is the constant. Now the Ki is equal to enzyme plus inhibitor by enzyme inhibitor complex. Enzyme inhibitor complex. We all know that. But if you want to know, according to Michaelis-Menten equation, if you want to know the total E naught, what is the E naught? E naught value is the total enzyme concentration is equal to, this is free enzyme plus enzyme substrate complex plus enzyme inhibitor complex. Basically, E naught is the total enzyme concentration. This is equal to, if you derive an equation, enzyme plus ES, and from this we will get the EA value. From this EA value, EA is equal to E inhibitor complex by Ki basically. If you substitute this EA value here, plus E enzyme inhibitor complex divided by K. K. This is equal to, this is equal to, this is equal to, then if you multiply with ES, then we multiply with ES, then we'll get, if you solve this equation, we'll get this. Enzyme into 1 plus I by K, means if you solve this whole equation, we'll get this, plus we have plus ES. Then therefore from this E is equal to, from this E is equal to E naught minus ES divided by 1 plus inhibitor by K. Inhibitor by K. We all know that what is E. We all know that E is equal to E by S by S by ES is equal to KM. E by S by E is equal to, we all know that. Then we need to substitute in the value of E. For example, we all know that Km is equal to, so we all know that Km is equal to ES by ES. Now, what is this ES value? If we substitute this value, into Km, then this is equal to E naught minus ES into S divided by 1 plus I by Ki into ES. This is the value of Km. This is the value of Km. With this we'll get, then if you rearrange this is the value of Km. If you rearrange this, we'll get like this equation. E naught minus ES into S divided by ES is equal to Km into 1 plus I by Ki. 1 plus I by Ki. We all know that according to Michaelis-Menten equation, we all know that V naught is equal to Vmax into S by S naught into Km. S naught into Km. Now, in this equation, we all know that according to Michaelis-Menten equation, V naught is equal to to Michaelis-Menten equation, V naught is equal to, we all know that according to Michaelis-Menten, V naught is equal to V max into S naught divided by S naught plus Km. Now this is the value of Km. Now this is the value of Km. Now we'll fix the value of Km over here. This is equal to V naught is equal to V max S naught by S naught plus Km into 1 plus inhibitor by Ki. For simple competitive inhibition, Vmax is unchanged, but Km is altered. So then Km is equal to apparent Km. Km apparent is equal to Km into 1 plus inhibitor by Ki. And according to Lineweaver's plot, if you inverse this, 1 by V naught is equal to Km apparent by V max into 1 by S naught into 1 by S naught plus 1 by V max. It can be seen that K is equal to the concentration of competitive inhibitor, which is apparently dilates the value of K. With this, what we can expect? Vmax value remains constant. With this equation, we can obtain the, and with this equation, we can obtain the slope and Km and K like this. Can you plot a graph over here? This is the in absence of inhibitor. This is the in presence of inhibitor. And when you see here, this is the Km value, but this is the Km apparent value. But now this is the Vmax. This is of Vmax. This is Vmax. This is a V naught. And when you notice over here, in presence of inhibitor, in a competitive inhibition, Vmax is not changed, but Km will change. In a competitive inhibition, there is a increase in the Km. You see, this is in presence of, in absence of inhibitor, this is the Km value. Means Km value of Vmax is equal to Km. But whereas here of Vmax is equal to apparent Km. Now the Km value has changed in presence of inhibitor. In presence of inhibitor. So what is the benefit with the competitive inhibition? What is the significance? So there are many significant activities. There are many drugs. For example, there are we have designed HIV drugs. Gindovidin and Gelstabin. These two. This will stop the conversion of adenine into guanine, and this is stop the replication process. Reverse transcriptase inhibition can be inhibited. These are the base analogs. These are the inhibitors. Are almost all chemically they are base analogs. They interact with the HIV enzymes and they act as inhibitors and they stop the HIV activity. And there is another example. If anybody consumes methanol, methanol is a very dangerous. When you consume methanol, our liver convert methanol into formaldehyde. Break down methanol into formaldehyde, which is a very great loss and toxic, and it causes blindness and we die. To substitute this, we'll send an active inhibitor called as ethanol. Ethanol. If anybody consumes methanol, immediately we should give them a ethanol. When you provide ethanol, ethanol will break down by the means for methanol is a substrate, but when you provide ethanol in more concentration, instead of methanol, ethanol will go and encounter with an enzyme, and ethanol can be converted to acetaldehyde, which is nowhere toxic, and methanol is excreted into the urinary system without any hazard. In a safe zone, it will come out. Very safe zone, it will come out. So what is this? It's a kind of competitive inhibition occurs in between enzyme and the inhibitor. According to Michaelis-Menten equation, in a competitive inhibition processes, there is a competition occur between enzyme and the enzyme. There is a competition occur between. There is a competition occurs between enzyme with the inhibitor and with the substrate. It purely depends upon both the concentration. If the concentration of the inhibitor is more, then the substrate compete is less. If the substrate concentration is more, the inhibitor compete is very less. So it all depends upon the inhibitor and enzyme concentration for the formation of product. Hence, we obtain a Vmax is in almost all equal, but there is a change in the Km value. There is a change in the Km value. We all know that. What is a Km? Km is a Michaelis-Menten. Km is a Michaelis-Menten constant. Km is a Michaelis-Menten constant. It is almost equal to half V max. Half V max. This is about competitive. This is about competitive inhibition. In tomorrow class, we'll talk about rest of the inhibition, that is uncompetitive and non-competitive inhibitions. Thank you.